Paul McGuire Grimes, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Josh, it
Oh,
is really great talking to you today. Congrats on this series. It is so huge and you're fantastic in it.
thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah. Now, what
How's
was it
life in
like?
Minneapolis?
What was that?
How's life in Minneapolis?
It's pretty good. We had a good week last week with the decision, and now we're moving forward.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. I know you get back here once in a blue moon.
I do. I'm a little angry with the Vikings right now, but that's okay.
Now, I have to know, what was it like when you first put on the full superhero suit for the first time?
It was a pretty empowering moment. I'm not going to lie, because you suddenly look at yourself and you got this muscle suit on. You're like, wow, this is what it would be like if this gym thing actually worked out. But the suit with the awesome sort of costume itself, with the cape and the wig and the beard, and all of it just felt like, I'll put it this way. I walked into the place. Nobody really looked twice. You put that thing on, everybody pays attention. It's just like this big sort of imposing, silhouette that you cast.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that, what's the greater challenge? They're playing the older, grizzled version of the character, or are you in the 1920s younger version?
I would say, they both were really challenging, but equally fun. I think that the 30s version for me as an actor was really, I got to go to some places, pretty dark places that were as challenging as it gets, because when you're losing your mind like that, you kind of got to go there, and it took me a while to sort of come out of that.
Right.
But you also, when else do you get to go to those places mentally and sort of expel all that stuff and call it work and not get thrown into like a mental institution? And so that to me was really fun and also cathartic in a really weird way.
Oh, I like hearing that.
Yeah.
Now, you're no stranger to doing big action films, green screen work. How has the technology changed, though, from the first Transformers film, and how has that changed your work as an actor?
Well, they're two very different things. In the Transformers movies, a lot of the stuff I did was the big battle scenes. So I was dealing with the robots and stuff, but I didn't really have to interact with them like Shia would have had to have. So I was mostly running from them or shooting at them or whatever it was, and all the stuff going on around you. So it felt real. Where this is in the suit and you're playing this character, and it's much more sort of obtrusive trying to maneuver inside this suit. So this was very different. But yeah, it was. It's not like it felt very different than Transformers movies.
Okay. In fact, do you have any real life superpowers or talents that we may not know that you really excel at?
I'm pretty good at reading people.
Oh,
yeah.
Like initial vibes, and you're like, oh, there's something shady about that person.
I'm pretty good at reading a room when I go into it and like feeling an energy of the room. And isn't it funny how when you can feel people. I mean, I think this is probably not just me, but most people can feel when the energy's off in a room, or when the energy's great in a room. It's just infectious. And I think that I'm really sensitive to that kind of thing. I don't know if that's a superpower, but it is one of my qualities, I guess.
I think so. I think it is a superpower, that intuition. It's been great talking today, Josh. I got the rap signal. Have a great day, and thanks for the time today. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Paul McGuire Grimes, KSTP, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Leslie, it is fantastic talking to you today. Congrats on such a huge show. Fabulous job.
Thank you so much. Are those all movies?
Yeah, it's our movie theater collection.
Oh, I mean, if my Sam was here right now, he would be freaking out. That is so beautiful.
I have a few of his movies here. Where's Three Billboards? It's oh shoot, it's down here. I have it. I swear.
I'm sure you do. You have everything in there. Of course, there you go. Talladega and Three Billboards will be right next door to each other.
Absolutely, of course. Now, what was it like when you put on the superhero suit for the very first time?
Tight. Constricting. No, it's pretty cool. You put it on, and I was not somebody who, I don't really love like dressing up at Halloween, or I wasn't a girl who was like, let me dress up like Wonder Woman or this or that. I mean, I always loved Wonder. I'm just not a big like, let me Halloween costume wear or something.
Right.
I love those characters, but like dressing up in it. And so I didn't realize when you put on an authentic super suit, how incredible it feels. It's, you know, you just walk taller. You have a swagger that perhaps you didn't have before. And there is also this false sense of power, I think. Like I was like, yes, I can save the world. And then you're like, no, Leslie, you cannot fly. Even though I was like, I can do anything, you know, right. But it's a pretty awesome feeling to put it on. And I loved walking in and seeing all the guys. And especially when we went and shot the stuff in 1929, and when we first got it and we had on all of our, you know, it was all our 1929, they're in their 20s sort of looks. It was really fun to sort of get that and sort of see us, like, especially because you meet us when we are older and we've been superheroes, but it was nice to do it when they're sitting at that table, around the table, and we're all sort of idealistic, you know, we're going to change the world sort of feelings. And then, you know, you see that the world, it's tough. Mm-hmm. And it does change you, and how you have to, you know, the code.
Right.
And is it working and is it not working? You know, and things that worked in 1929 don't always work in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's for sure. Now,
that's for sure.
Oh,
ain't that the truth?
Right. Yeah. What was your training process like for all the action sequences, and did all the green screen stuff come easier or harder than you anticipated?
You know, what's funny. I started working, you know, I think we all started working out, and then we got to Toronto where we filmed the show, and we started working with our stunt coordinator. And I thought I was in shape. And then I was like, no. It was probably 3 to 5 hours a day between stunt coordinators and then training with somebody to get you, because I think what they're just trying to do is trying to make you strong enough so you won't get hurt, mm-hmm. you know? And then when you start filming, you're filming these fight sequences for, 13 hours a day. And those stunt people really should get this shout out, because my stunt woman made me look even, you know, I did a lot of it. She did all of it. And it's a lot of work. You get injured and you have to just continue to play through injury. And I'm a lady of a certain age who doesn't heal the same way that she did, maybe perhaps when she was in her 20s. So that was interesting. But it's also, I get excited by that, because it's like learning a new skill. And on the show I'm working on now, I have to fly a lot in it. And I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. It's like, it's a weird language that I've now learned of learning how to do stunts. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun.
Awesome. Leslie, I got the rap single. It was great talking to you. My husband and I are hoping for that GCB reboot. So let's make that happen too, because it was such a
Wouldn't it be great? Tell Bobby Harling, start writing. Tell him to do it.
Awesome. Take care, Leslie.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Matt and Ben, it's great talking to both of you today. This show is so massive. So congratulations on being part of such a big event.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Now, what was it like for both of you to put on the superhero suit for the very first time? Because costumes are so important to any actor.
All right, I'll start it. It's two-sided. It's empowering. You put it on, you feel like the most powerful being in the world. Your heads are turning literally to watch you walk through the door. We're meeting a character that we've been months and months in the making. We've been body scanned multiple times. We've been working out. So this really, it is its own character. The suit. It's hugely expensive to build, but at the same time, it's extremely uncomfortable, extremely hot, very restrictive, very claustrophobic. Ben had mentioned in a different interview, which is all true. So you put it on, you feel amazing. About 15 minutes later, you're starting to feel exhausted from fighting the suit within.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible when you first put them on after being scanned and fitted. And I was flying backwards and forwards it takes 8 months to build one of these suits, and it's a team of about 20 people that build each suit, and they're so intricate, and each suit is completely different. They have their own fabrics, their own design, the ways they're stitched together, which Liz Wolfe, our brilliant designer, she sort of made character based, and each suit has an alien language sewn into it or printed on it. And when it's completed and you put it on, and the team of people, it was really moving actually, that have built the suit come out and they see you moving in it for the first time. It's absolutely amazing. And then reality hits and you realize how uncomfortable they are.
Oh my God, I love hearing all of that because it's such a process. That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, Matt, you do voiceover work for Star Wars and Spider-Man, which both come with like massive fan base. Have you heard from the fan base for like Jupiter's Legacy? And is there an added pressure that comes on taking these types of projects?
I think there is a little bit of an added pressure. Those fans of this genre tend to be very passionate and very vocal one way or the other. Star Wars fans, for me, have really embraced my version of Anakin. And I will tell you that along with that passion, though, comes a feeling of acceptance and like a family connection. I mean, and a bond. I have said this before, but I feel like, you see a Star Wars bumper sticker driving down the road, you feel like they're your pal, because I am a part of that fandom as well. And I hope we get to experience that out of Jupiter's Legacy. I think the fandom for the comics is there. I'm looking forward with trepidation to hear the passionate both sides of the argument from the Jupiter's Legacy fans and the comic book fans.
I love hearing that. Ben, I'm assuming that's a very different fan base than The Crown, because my husband and I love The Crown, are obsessed with The Crown. So do you get that still with a show like that's royalty?
I mean, The Crown is bizarre because it looks as though it's true to life, and it's sort of, this is what happened. But I mean, Peter is so amazing. He takes these kind of like nuggets of information, and then out comes his paintbrush, and he's created this whole scene that looks as though it's completely verbatim and real, but it's totally made up. Anything that happens behind a closed door is just pure fiction. It has a nugget of truth. So, but I mean, I think the world, myself included, the first 2 seasons I watched, I was like, oh my God, that's dreadful that happened. You watch it as though it's, a documentary, which of course it isn't. But I don't know if they're as kind of rabid as horror genre fans or sci-fi fans or comic book fans. But I love that passion. Yeah. And, I mean, we're all passionate about the project. So equally our passion will sort of mix in with their passion.
I think what's I also just want to add to that the passion that Ben speaks of and that I spoke of with the fans of these genres. I think as long as you know that passion comes from a place of wanting it to be good, it's not coming necessarily from a hateful place. There's going to be a few trolls here and there, but for the most part, that passion comes from a place of everybody wanting it to be great.
Amazing. I love talking about passion, and yeah, we all have trolls these days. So that's fantastic. Great talking to both of you today. I'm excited for people to see this show. So thank you so much. Mike, Tenika, it is really great talking to you guys. Congratulations on such a huge show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I'm really curious, what was it like when you first put on the superhero suit for the very first time? What went through your head? Tenika, why don't you start with that one?
The first time I put on that superhero suit, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, first of all, I didn't even know my body could look like that. They gave me extra muscles, extra muscles and stuff. I really got to see what we had worked hard with at the gym, because you can't hide anything underneath that. It's like the tightest resistance band. It is literally spandex, that is adhered to your body. So every single curve and form is right there for everything. So I felt like a superhuman when I first tried it on. I was like, wow, this is real. Like you're actually a superhero is what I thought. So yeah, it's a blessing to be able to put it on. Thanks so much to the costume team. They were great.
I mean, you feel so powerful, because you've got these huge muscles. I mean, you look fantastic. I mean, I got to say that, my costume I felt was the best. I loved it until I saw Tenika, and I was like, okay, that is definitely an evolution, because, Fitz is the older generation, and then the newer generation is Tenika. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's such an
Technology's
improvement
caught up
over
with-
50.
yeah.
It
Right.
has, big time. Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten that costume had it not been for my daddy. So
There
thank
you
you so much for passing along your mantle. It's all
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, Tenika, what was either of you, what was your training process like? You mentioned going to the gym, but for all those action sequences, what was that like? And was the green screen work harder or easier than you thought it might be?
To be honest, the green screen work was fine. It was absolutely, they created the whole hilltop that we had in the scene. They built that actual grass turf that we were on. But I will say, I think I ripped muscles that like I never knew I could build and function through this process. So I will say it was about 2 hours of stunt training, and then we would take time for lunch. Then we go to an hour of fitness, and that happened almost every single day for about 2 months. So by the end of it, we became superheroes just by sheer fact we were working out so hard, and they were feeding us quite well. So, I just want to say thank you so much to our fitness team. We had a trainer, Nick Robinson, who was absolutely amazing on set, or in the gym to really help us. So, it's just, you feel strong no matter what. And to do those stunts, it was not easy to create that speed, but, we trained and we made it happen. So, respect to everyone.
So basically what you're saying is I need to be cast in a superhero show in order to finally get in shape and like lose this
Oh, no, not at all. If I'm really honest, Mike, we both work out. They never asked us in advance whether we were physically fit, but I have a background in martial arts. And so to be able to do those punches, oh yeah, trust me, I'm coming at you. Be able to do those punches, they helped me go even faster and stronger, but I had that ability. And yes, there was a lot of advanced training and prep that happened for years before that to be able to allow us to be able to do the work on set.
Right. Oh, I wish I could keep talking to you. I got the rap signal. Mike, Tenika, it was great. Congrats on the show, and I hope people enjoy it.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Elena, Ian, Andrew, it is really great talking to you today. This show is this massive accomplishment, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
yeah. Now, Andrew, what is it like when you get to put on the full superhero outfit for the first time? Because costumes are just so important, and when it's a superhero costume, it's got to be amazing.
Best day ever, Paul. Best day ever. I was like a kid in a candy shop. I couldn't believe my luck. The costumes took quite a while to make, so then the payoff when it was finally complete was amazing. And I've got some sweet BTS photos of the suit throughout the stages, and then the final thing, I think, as you'll agree, looks just absolutely amazing on the screen. And Liz Wolfe just did a stellar job with our costumes.
Yeah, it's an amazing costume design. Did you have any say or input on like the textures and the color palette?
Absolutely not. No. You thought I was going a different direction there. No. No. I had no say whatsoever, but I wouldn't have wanted to have any say just because the costume department was so capable and did amazing work on every single costume in the show, not just the super suits. So yeah, I wouldn't want to taint anything.
Now, Ian, you get to use this magic rod, if you will, to transport wherever you want to go. If you had that in real life, where would you just transport to right now? Any place in the world.
Gosh. Any place in the world?
Yeah.
Probably on that couch next to Elena first.
So rude.
Then we'll hop over to Paris for dinner.
Oh,
what about London, man? Where's my visit?
We'll
visit the bro.
I don't want you anymore. No, you missed your chance.
After dinner drinks, I was like.
I've got plans. I'm sorry, man.
The last place I traveled to was London, and that was the last time I was on a plane. I missed it.
When was that? Pre-COVID?
Last January 2020. It was for the Birds of Prey premiere.
Oh, wow.
It's great. Now, Elena, what was the training process like for this? And with all the action sequences and the green screen work, did it come easier or harder than you anticipated it would be?
Well, you always have the anticipation builds before the day comes, right? We were a month before shooting started. We were there on the ground with the stunt team, learning all the different martial arts training, which was the one thing that I'm glad is that I had experience with traditional Chinese ballet, which was helpful in the wushu training. But we also learned a myriad, Krav Maga, Filipino martial arts, parkour, so all kinds of stuff. Then we were also doing weight training in the gym. But for me, the big thing was the flight, because we get in the harness, right, and you go up, and I have a terrifying fear of heights. Like escalators give me the heebie-jeebies. So I didn't even like think about that until the day I saw the harness. I was like, oh shoot, I have to get in this thing and get up there. I was at first flailing around like that inflatable thingy at the car dealerships. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to sell this. But the stunt team pulled me through it, and I did conquer the fear, which I'm glad. So, you learn things. Sometimes, it's nice to have strengths that you can apply. It's nice to also fine tune things and facet yourself. But it's great to have that support of a wonderful stunt team, shepherding you through the process.
Now, do any of you guys have any real life, either superpowers or super talents that people would be surprised that you excel at, whether it's like piano or cooking or something random like that?
Super clean.
I think this is your moment, Elena.
The ballet.
The woman who can speak and sing in any language, pretty much. She knows like a million languages.
You've set this up now, Ian. You've set this up.
OK， 大家好，我希望你们喜欢看我们的新的电视剧《Jupiter's Legacy》5月7号会发布。谢谢大家。
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That was a great answer. I have to wrap. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. I hope people enjoy Jupiter's Legacy.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you,
You're
Paul.
welcome.
Yeah, man.
Take care, you guys.
Cheers.
Bye.